Welcome back to the Scrapyard, friends.
Wow, what an intro! Should I have worn a tux? I mean, I see the Scrapyard has spared no expense on these quarterfinals. I guess there goes our year-end bonus.
I'm sure the fans are all here to see some exciting quarterfinal racing action, so we'll keep this intro brief so we can get right into it.
We will quickly go over the rules for any new viewers watching for the first time. And thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe to our videos, ring that little bell for notifications, send us email, follow us on social media, send us gifts. Go nuts!
For the head-to-head races, they each consist of 3 mandatory heats. Make it across the stripe any way possible. And these are not timed events.
And since we're now at the quarterfinal level, each race is now worth 2 points for their team. And remember, the winner of this tournament will race for a chance to be crowned the greatest car in history. And they'll be facing this guy, the 1988 Monte Carlo SS.
But we have a huge surprise tonight. This Scrapyard track has been totally revamped for the quarterfinals. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Scrapyard 2.0. Let's start with the straight. It comes in at 5 clunkers wide. It got some fresh blacktop, but we left a wide shoulder for a loose traction surface that allows for plenty of opportunities to block, pass, drift, show off, or your final chance to give it your all. But one wrong move and you can face the solid metal barriers, which have ended the dreams of many a racer.
Don't forget to mention those safety rocks at the end. Those rocks have kept a lot of racers from becoming permanent residents on a pile somewhere here at the Scrapyard.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Now let's look at our beautiful new downhill. The downhill is about 3 3/4 clunkers wide. Now you'd never guess that this was rescued from a scrap heap.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Oh, I didn't even say that. I said scrap heap, not scrapyard.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Okay, we get it. Anyway, the downhill has now been paved. We're sure that will generate harder and faster launches off the line and keep them straight as they head for that difficult transition.
And if you thought the transition at that downhill was tough before, then you haven't seen anything yet, because at the transition is where we added a new section of track that we call the bottleneck. The bottleneck is half a car width narrower than the downhill, coming in at 3 1/4 clunkers wide. This gives drivers a disorientingly false sense of forced perspective. Drivers can no longer play it safe hogging the wall for the length of the downhill. Now you'll have to do some serious driving or you'll hit the edge of that bottleneck hard. Plus, offensively, this is where aggressive racers will make their move to take out the competition early in the race. And if you've noticed, we put in a second difficult transition at the end of the bottleneck.
Well, you say left in, but that's because the saws can only make a 45-degree cut here at the Scrapyard.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Oh, shut up!
Haha, serves you right for butting in. Anyway, fans, we've extended the track to hopefully bring you more excitement, more action, and more racing fun, because your entertainment is our #1 priority here at, say it with me, Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Alright fans, enough jibber jabber. Let's get into it. The reason you're all here. Race 1 of the quarterfinals. Representing Team Den, we have the 1961 Impala SS. He literally had a hard start to this competition right in Race 1, Heat 1. A missed block to the 96 Impala sent this 61 flipping through the air like a trapeze artist. But he quickly recovered and had a solid second run in Heat 2, and then the 96 had a car-totaling wreck in Heat 3, and the Impala became the first car into the quarterfinals.
Representing Team Now, we have the 2012 Corvette Z06. He completely dominated his race, putting on a clinic of effective blocking. It was due to his consecutive wins that we learned that all 3 heats are mandatory, even if you have the wins needed to advance. This Corvette was the first to shut out his opponent, even if the 64 got the last lap in Heat 3. I'm sure that's left a bad taste in the mouth of this Z06 driver, and he'll be looking to take it out on the Stingray's teammate, the 61 Impala SS.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
And check it out, eagle-eyed fans will notice we've changed the scrolling text in the pre-race so that the lane and the car names now scroll in columns instead of rows. I know that sounds confusing, but hopefully it'll make it easier for newcomers to know who is who. See, we're always trying to improve here on SDR. Ha! I bet you thought I was going to say the whole thing, didn't you?
What you should have said is in Lane 1 it's the 1961 Impala SS, and in Lane 2 it's the 2012 Corvette Z06.
3, 2, 1, go!
The SS goes to block.
Z06 crashes into the bottleneck,
The Impala loses it.
but he recovers and wins.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
You can see as soon as the gate goes up, the Impala cuts in for the block.
And right here you see how the Impala perfectly lines up the Z06 to hit that edge of the bottleneck.
Yeah, but it doesn't go quite as planned because that Z06 goes right into the SS. And he barely misses the wall and somehow gets that car on one wheel like a 3,700-pound figure skater.
But after tapping the walls twice, he was able to straighten out and make it across the line.
And those safety rocks are already showing us what they're there for. They brought that Impala to a stop as soft as jumping on a pile of pillows.
Yes, solid granite, paint scraping, pillowy softness. He also hit the tree. Are those safety trees now?
Well, they are trees planted at the end of a racetrack on a junkyard. What else do you think they're there for?
Anyway, moving on to what really matters is from the finish line cam, you can see that the Z06 was able to recover, but he unfortunately hit that last metal barrier and was not able to make it across the line.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Well, checking our first quarterfinal scorecard, the Impala has one-wheeled his way to a Heat 1 win.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Heat 2, let's do this.
Mandatory lane change sees this heat with the 2012 Corvette Z06 in lane 1 and the 1961 Impala SS in lane 2.
3, 2, 1, go!
What the heck?
The Z06 is out strong.
The Impala loses it again!
The Z06 takes it.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
What the heck even happened here?
Well, it appears the Impala started off too close to the starting gate. We recommend racers keep back at least 1 foot, but some racers will try to get every advantage possible.
Yeah, but that cost the Impala big time, because as he was burning out, the gate actually shifted his car. That's gotta be a this place first. I'm not falling for that again.
And that shift was all he needed to send him into the wall and throw him off for the rest of this heat.
Thrown off? That's putting it mildly. He ping-ponged his way down the bottleneck and almost took the length of the straight on his roof.
But he fought to recover right before the line.
Yeah, and look at that Z06 play dirty. He catches a glimpse of the Impala trying to recover in his rear view, so he takes out the safety rocks just so the Impala has no chance of using them to straighten out.
I'm sure that was a small bit of payback for the Impala, sending him into the edge of the bottleneck in Heat 1.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Looks like the Impala just learned the hard way why there's a reason we ask drivers to keep back from the gate. Maybe we should put up a sign. That's a costly mistake for a quarterfinal round, and now things are all tied up. Hey fans, have you always wished that you could work at the scrapyard?
Well, have we got a surprise for you? Now you can get official Scrapyard gear and feel like you're one of the team on the wrecking crew here at the Scrapyard.
And it's not just clothes. We have clocks,
So you never miss a race.
notebooks,
So you can keep score at home.
and pillows.
So you can cry in it when your favorite racer loses.
There's a heap of products available to make you feel like you're part of the scrapyard.
I see what you did there. Junkyard, heap, I got it.
So head over to the Scrapyard official supplier by searching Ribuero on redbubble.com.
Or even better, just click on the link right down there in the description.
And while you're there, check out all of Ribuero's great designs.
That guy is awesome. He has enough designs to fill his own junkyard. Not that his stuff is junk. Oh, you know what I mean. He has a heap.
And each product you buy not only helps you feel like you're part of the Scrapyard team, but it helps keep the Scrapyard open and bringing you awesome diecast racing like the one you're watching now.
Thank you so much, and now back to the race.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Heat 3 and it's all tied up. One of these racers is about to trade their journey toward glory for a trip home.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Melodrama. We're back to the 1961 Impala SS in lane 1 and the 2012 Corvette Z06 in lane 2.
3, 2, 1, go!
They're even.
Z06 blocks hard,
Impala loses it again.
but he recovers and wins again.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
They got off to a really nice, clean start.
Yeah, I bet the Impala thought that too, because right when he least expected it, wham! A massive block right into the bottleneck.
And you can see how the narrower stretch of the bottleneck left no room for the Impala to recover.
And again, he almost took the length of the straight on his roof.
But we've seen that Impala driver flip that car around like it was a toy. And he used all his skill so he could win this quarterfinal on its wheels. He crossed the line backwards, but at least he was right side up.
Yeah, poor Wild Bob. If everyone keeps recovering like this, he'll be watching the quarterfinals from the helipad. I hope the Yellow Jacket has comfortable seats.
The Yellow Jacket is a salvage helicopter from a junkyard. He's lucky that thing even has seats.
Good point.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Anyway, Scrapyard fans, with that incredible display of car control, the Impala just eliminated the previously undefeated Z06. And just like he was able to be the first racer to secure his spot in the quarterfinals, the Impala just became the first racer into the semifinals. But more importantly, he just scored 2 huge points for Team Then, helping them cover that huge point deficit. Team Then is now only trailing by 2 points.
And while that wraps up Race 1 of the quarterfinals, Race 2 will feature our first teammate versus teammate race. The BMW M3 GT2 and my not-so-impartial pick to win it all, the GTR R35 Godzilla. This is gonna be awesome. Thank you all for watching.
Please join us next time for the next installment of
It's the Then versus Now Challenge!
The Scrapyard Diecast Racing.